Hello, my name is Ashley Baker. I'm a graduate student studying costume design at the University of Oregon, and today I'm going to be talking about basic corrective makeup for Jeanette's TA 212 class. So the purpose of basic corrective is to give you essentially what is a no makeup look for the stage while still maintaining the highlights and shadows that are on your face. The first thing that you're going to want to do before you even put any makeup on is to clean your face and moisturize it. So what I did before starting this video was I used some cold cream on my face to clean it up and get it set, and it feels great now. So from there, what you're going to want to do is put on your base color. So you should have in your TK makeup kit a set of makeup colors, one of these. Jeanette likes to just use one of these as her base color. I kind of do something a little bit different, and I'm really happy to show this because I think that we're all a bit more unique than just the colors on this board. So what I do is I take the colors that I need for a custom recipe for myself, which for me is going to be 2 parts natural beige here, 1 part ultra beige, and then I use a little bit of pink from my pink palette there. So I'm going to start off by just getting a little bit there. So I really don't grab that much when I do this, because you really don't need too much, and you can always mix more. And just grabbed a little too much pink there. There we go. So now I have it all on my tile here. I like to use a makeup tile because then I can do multiple different colors at once if I need to, depending on what kind of makeup I'm doing. I think I want to make more of this. There we go. Looks like a fairly good match. And if you don't have a makeup tile, you can use basically like the lids of one of your makeups here as a tile instead. So long as you have a nice flat clean surface to do this, you can do that. So now I'm going to start applying my base here. A nice light layer. I don't know about you guys, but I always start with my right cheek. And I think this color is still just a little bit off. I think it needs just a bit more pink. So I'm going to remix this a bit. And I'm going to make more because I can definitely tell that I just don't have enough to do my whole face right now. I honestly just have a pretty pink base color for my face, and that's okay. Usually people will have 1 of 2 different kind of underlying colors in their face, and it's either going to be pink like my face or green. So if you think like olive skin tones, they have a green kind of base underneath instead of the pink. So I'm just trying to get this all over my face now. I do a really light layer. I don't like overdoing it because first of all, I can feel it, and I don't like feeling makeup on my face if I can avoid it. Second of all, I don't think it looks very good. I think you can tell when someone is wearing too much makeup, even on stage. I'm just not that much of a fan of it. And while you're putting makeup on your face, you don't want to smear it. You kind of want to just gently pat it in there. So I'm putting very little pressure on my makeup sponge to get all this applied. If you do like really big, like long streaks like that, you're gonna get streaks in your makeup and it doesn't look good. I want to get a little bit on my eyes too. I don't know about you guys, but even in my basic everyday makeup look, I'll put foundation on my eyes because I think it's a great primer for eye makeup. Okay, I have my base on. I think it's still slightly too yellow, but I can't really tell if it's because of the lights in here or if I'm just seeing things. But there's my base. And then if you need to cover any imperfections, I'm not really seeing anything on my face right now that really needs it. But if you need to do that, that's just base, highlight, and a little bit of yellow or whatever is the opposite color of what's showing up. So if you have like purple, that would actually be yellow. Green, that would be some more red. Colors like that, or red, more green, opposite ways. But just do that. And then from here, you're gonna wanna start thinking about what your idealized face is. So for me personally, I actually really like the shape of my face. So I really, when I do the highlight and shadows, I try to accentuate what I already have. I don't really feel like changing my face too much, except for in my nose, where I like to just take it in just a little bit to give me kind of a nice petite nose look. So what you'll start doing from here is adding shadow. So you want to start off with the forehead and go on the sides here so that you can start getting that three-dimensional forehead shape. I like to find where the temple bone is here and find where that little dent is and work on really bringing that out. So now I'm going to clean off my spatula and I'm going to make a shadow. So this is where if you have some extra base, you can mix it with your shadow and you can get a somewhat lighter color. So I'm using the shadow in the kit and I'm mixing it here with some leftover base to get the color I want. And then I like to be a bit more specific with where I put my shadows, so I'll take a brush and I'll put it where I feel that bone is. And I'll draw it on with the lines there. And then I want to add some on the nose here. And if you notice, I'm kind of taking it in compared to where my actual line is for my nose. And that's okay, I like doing that. There we go. And then you want to do it in the eyes. Jeanette says on her notes that you want to do it in the crease of the eye to lessen puffiness and to accentuate the eyes. If you have closer set eyes, you want to extend the shadow further past the outer corners of the eyes to widen their appearance. Don't get too close to the inner corners. So you want to do really just like a little bit past the outer corners. I usually do this with my eye makeup. I'll just do a little bit in here just to give it a start. I don't like where I placed that a little bit there, but I can clean that up. The nice thing about makeup is that if you make a mistake, you can always just wipe it off and redo it. Not permanent. It's oddly comforting when you think about it like that. So I'm gonna blend these out first. You notice you want to take your shadows down because the shadows are being created by light that's coming in this way, which means that any piece that comes forward is going to create a shadow that's going underneath. And I like to take it all the way back into the hairline here to really get it nice and blended out. Go. There we go. We're already starting to see some dimension on here. So from here now, I want to get just a little bit under my nose here because I like making this part pop a little bit. I also like shortening my nose just a little bit. So if you want to shorten your nose, you just do a little bit at the tip there as well, and that'll bring it back in a little bit. And then you'll also want to do some highlights along the jawline here. And you don't want to go past where your eye starts here. If you go too far past, it goes past where your jawline finishes here, or your cheekbone line here finishes. And it just, the best way to describe it is that it just looks weird and wrong, and you can have a very strange looking face. Take that one just a little bit further. There you go, and you want to be sure that they're even too. That's pretty good. And then you do want to do a softened jawline as well. You want to be really careful when you're doing this area, because if you smudge it and do it wrong, it's just going to look like a mess. You don't want to go all the way back, so I went a little bit too far. Go. And then if you want to shorten the chin, you can just do a little bit down here at the bottom. I really like my chin shape, so I don't really change it that much. But I do put just a little bit of shadow underneath my lip there, because I like creating more dimension with my lip here. And then you can put just a little bit up in here too. And now I can blend it. And I'm making sure underneath here too that it just doesn't get too crazy with the smudging. You want it to blend really nicely. It's looking good. So now I'm going to switch to highlighting. I'm going to clean off my spatula here. And you can't see it, but I have a towel with all my makeup stuff down here, so that as I go and I need to clean things, I can clean off my spatulas and brushes and stuff. It's also good in case I spill something, I have something to clean up. So if you just get a towel, like a regular hand towel, that would be good to have around. So now that my spatula's cleaned up, I can take my highlighter here. I like to just pull a little bit out and use it that way. And I use the highlighter color as is, since that tends to be pretty complementary to my face. And so I'm going to add this to my forehead, right at the center. And Jeanette wants you to do it like right at the center here and then blend it out. I'm gonna do something a little bit different because this is the way that I was taught. I will actually go above my brow line here and then blend it up and do a bit more here in the middle. And that way I'm bringing this entire brow forward. And I'm getting more highlight here in the front. And highlights go up and out. I don't really like how this is blending right now, so I'm going to use the sponge side with the foundation on it and just kind of clean it up a little bit. And that's looking good. And then I will do a little highlight here just to bring out my tip of the nose there. Your septum's down here. And then I go on top of the cheekbone here, just above where I had put that shadow, and it creates some really nice dimensionality on this side of your face there. I also want to bring that out a little bit there too. And then you want to do above the jawline here. And I like my chin the way it is again, so I'm not going to do any sort of highlight or shadow on it. And then I'm debating on what I want to do about my lips. I think I do a little bit here and here. Just to bring that up just a tad. Yeah. And then I'm going to blend up and out. And once again, I'm not going past this line here, the corner of my eye. I have a cute little nose now. Makeup really is magical. can put blush on now if you're using a cream brush. I use a powder brush, so at this point I'm gonna actually stick the powder on my face so that I can start doing the rest of what I wanna do. So you guys should have a powder that comes out of a little container and a little puff in your kits. I actually just use this now since I like it a little bit more, but it's really up to you. So I'm gonna take my foundation here and I'm just gonna swirl it onto this brush. Just tap it a bit, and then I'm gonna very gently put it on my face. And what this does is this seals the makeup that you have. It's kind of like if you've ever done art and you worked with paints or charcoal or anything. When you get to the end of the painting, you use like sprayable fixative or hairspray or whatever to seal off your piece. Powder does the same thing for your face. So I've gone once over now with the powder. I'm going to go one more again, just without any powder on this, just to clean off any extra that might be on my face. I tend to go really light with my makeup, so that doesn't tend to be a bit of an issue, but that might be something that might be more of an issue for you. So that is the first part of this, and I'm going to do a second video to talk about other things for basic corrective. Once again, I'm Ashley Baker. I'm a graduate student at the University of Oregon studying costume design, and thank you for watching.